What is President Tinubu doing? This is a Nigerian's voice letter to Daddy Tinubu. You wonder why I call our president Daddy? Yeah, he's a daddy. He's the father of the nation. Some people may not see him as such, but you can't take that title away. He didn't give himself. Throughout generations, presidents have been called, especially Nigerian presidents, they've been called the father of the nation. What is President Tinubu doing? Is this administration or confusion? Is President Tinubu's team focused, or because of the enormity of Nigerians' problems, are they confused? Are they overwhelmed? Everybody knows that Nigeria's problem, or Nigeria's problems, are very huge. Or Nigeria's problem is, manage my English. Everybody knows Nigeria's problem is very huge, very complex. Is President Bolatinubu's team overwhelmed? I know for a fact that a lot of people these days do not engage constructively because, excuse me, let me adjust myself. Because of people's frustration with government, they tend to come out to attack government and to just, how will I put it? The engagement is not constructive. It's about bashing, name calling, and to offer alternatives of candidates and say things as if Nigeria will never be good again. You see, if this country is good, we will all be good in it. If the country is not good and the people in it will not be good, there's no, apart from the geographical location, what makes a country is the people. And when I see comments, social media comments, I see posts, I see blogs, sometimes I shrink and say, oh my God, do people even wish this country well? Because no matter your anger, you don't put fire in your own father's house or your own house. If there's a problem, you try to fix it. Yeah, sometimes it might mean leaving the house if it's intractable. And that's why people like us find ourselves in diaspora. We are victims of our country. Somebody said to japa is not even to escape, that it is to flee. The best, I don't like to say the best because very good number of great Nigerian minds and hands, skills are already abroad. Some of them working below, they call it, what is it called? They are underemployed, like sub-optimizing their skills. Not everybody that japa is happy. Let me go back. I like the fact that the president usually takes responsibility. He tells us from time to time that he applied for the job, but maybe he didn't really assess the situation perfectly and critically as should be, because the way his team is going about some of the things doesn't show like they really have a hang of what the problem is, or probably they just found out that it was worse than what they anticipated for. But I like the fact he takes responsibility. He has always told his associates that the buck stops with them, and that he asked for the job. So, but to me, it looks like his team needs help. That's why I want all well-meaning Nigerians to rise up and help. It's not about calling ourselves name, and attacking and being virulos. Is it virulos or virulos online, or being toxic, being caustic, being emotional, being sentimental, and just being aggressive with ourselves. That's not going to solve Nigerians' problem. This is not election season, and I hope this message will meet our leadership very well. This message is not just to Mr. President, it's actually to all the people who are holding positions in the country, from state to from local government to state and to the federal level. I hope this message meets all of you well, with a neutral mind, and for all of us to see what I'm saying today as a contribution to the conversation of nation building. I don't belong to any party. And if anyone knows me as a member of any party, they can bring out evidence. I have never belonged to one. I do not belong to one till today. This is just the thoughts of a random citizen of Nigeria, a Nigerian citizen at heart, body, soul, and spirit. Recently, some obedience came for me, even when the video I made was to praise Peterobi. You see, that's how bad things can be. It was to appreciate the message of the New Year message of Mr. Peterobi, because he spoke truth to power and everything he said was just proper. And I said that even like Muhammad in those days would have said more, even in a more harsh way. Mr. Obi was very, very temperate in his language, and everything he's saying is what people are saying on the street. He wasn't saying anything strange. Is it because he's an opposition leader? Is it because he was a presidential candidate? And I made the point. But because, despite the fact I was talking about Peter Obi, who is their candidate, in positive opinion, it was really hard when people came for me, because I wonder, don't let me go into all of that. But I insist that New Year speech, if the president's men are very objective, they need to pick it and say, okay, what are these people? What is he saying? Because it is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Even if you do not want to hear from you despise the messenger, don't despise the message. Maybe because I said I wasn't obedient, and even my positive comments and admiration for Peter Obi as a viable president, they still came for me. I mean, he's not a president, a viable presidential candidate and opposition leader. This one should not be back and forth. All I want to see is a better Nigeria, and I think that's the aim of everyone also who is watching me and who is a Nigerian at heart. Because if things go awry, we'll be the first to bear it. Right here, I'm going to speak my heart out, to pour my heart out to the leadership of Nigeria as it is, President Tinubu's administration. There's no psychophancy here, but I love to speak in temperate language. President Tinubu, the fact that you are Mr. President does not mean I should patronize you. But because all leaders are human beings, and all human beings make mistakes, based on that premise, there cannot be any leader that will not make one mistake or the other. There's no leader that can do no wrong, and we cannot see any leader that way. I want to speak more to some issues about the place that we find ourselves as a nation today under this current administration of President Tinubu. What is President Tinubu doing? Please, if you are yet to subscribe, kindly subscribe to this channel, click the notification bell, and also like this video. Yes, please hit that subscribe button so that you will get my videos whenever I upload. Truth is that things were bad when President Tinubu took over. I sympathize with him and his team on that, but they themselves are not helping matters. Everything, to me, appears more of politics up to now, and politics don't solve problems. They seem to have taken some steps which they call bold steps, but those seem to be like macroeconomic, activities or actions, which is not percolating right now to the everyday citizen on the street. And you don't measure an economy just by macroeconomic indices. You look at the standard of living of the people, right? So this is almost 2 years into Mr. Tinubu's administration. Ashwaju Tinubu. Politics don't solve problem. Politics don't solve, did I say problem? Politics don't solve problems. Critical thinking does. Strategic thinking does. Sincerity of purpose does. Sometimes, even basic common sense is key. Basic logic can work better results than local or foreign consultants or foreign financial institutions. Before Mr. Tinubu became president, I thought he had a team. He talked so much about that teamship or team, even in Chatham House. Is it Chatham House in UK? Please permit if I miss the spelling or the pronunciation. He talked so much about teamship during the campaign, even during the, what is it that they used to do for them? The one they will come and presidential debate. Did he attend any debate? But I know that he was talking about teamship. He attended some town halls for business people. If you are a people leader, not Tinubu, anyone listening to me, you are a people leader and a coach like me in my domain. In my domain. When you hear the word teamwork, it will sound assuring to you. No matter how brilliant an individual is, no matter how promising a leader is, when you hear the word team, it's an assurance that at least, eggheads will come together, they will brainstorm, they will do some brain mapping, they will do some system thinking, they will think they will think and harmonize their thoughts and come out with brilliant results. My question is this: was this the same governor? Mr. Tinubu was governor in Lagos from 1999 to 2007. That man who sat in the seat of the governor of Lagos is a very smart man, or was a smart man, by all means. But today, it looks like what we are seeing from the presidency is subpar to the energy that we saw in Lagos, and the physical energy and the administrative energy with which he tackled the arduous task of governing Lagos. And the job of Mr. President requires mental sagacity. We are not seeing that same energy. I am not seeing it. I don't know about other people. Since he became president, as a citizen, I expected more from him. The campaign is over. Even people that said they're never going to call him president, you know how things happen. Naturally, all those tension has melted, and they don't have a choice. Everybody's president today. Is my president. Baba, you are my president. Okay, president of Nigeria, and I'm a Nigerian. Like him or hate him, Asiwaju, you limited yourself by adopting the title of Asiwaju. Why? Because to me, looking at you over the years, from everything that is recorded of you, positive things, let's say, you are a very smart, super smart man, very intelligent strategist. From the results that we have seen from you politically, if we consider your antecedents, politics apart, for some stunts that Mr. President has been able to pull in Nigerian political space, for him to be able to hold down the Southwest for APC while other states and other places were falling and rising, like the Naira, value of the Naira, let's give it to him, for good or for bad, for the political sagacity that he used to put Lagos on lockdown for himself, to be in charge of that place, either personally or remotely, for over 24 years. Give it to him. That's undisputably a political ace up his sleeves. Please be patient with me. Follow me as I'm talking. I'm breaking it down. For him to beat all odds and come out, he came all out to practically take on a sitting president, President Buhari, who he helped to get to position twice, but who Buhari did everything to frustrate the ambition of the man that made him kingmaker Asiwaju Tinubu. For Asiwaju Tinubu to confront the whole party and still get the ticket and remain standing, campaigning in all the states of the federation, despite his visibly frail health and a formidable ratio of enemies and friend-nemies within his own party, and still managed to win the election in 2023. Baba, you are a rugged man to the core, and you are an A-list politician of all times. For a man to beat all the negative press of drug trafficking, of certificate forgery, now man you be, Baba, I'm going somewhere. Yeah, I said you degraded yourself by sticking to the title of Asiwaju, because I think maybe you should have called yourself Osha. Osha is deity. Ebora Oshelu of Nigeria, because those achievements and accomplishments are not ordinary. It's not what every ordinary or everyday human being can attain. With due apologies to my non-Yoruba listeners, because there are many of the words that I'm using that I cannot find their perfect equivalent in English. Or maybe I should even use the word irumole for Asiwaju, or Inwi, wizard. Political wizard. Because he's the man, the main man. He's not an ordinary everyday man. Tinubu na man you be. Like him or hate him, only fools doubt prove. Tinubu is a political colossus who has proven his prowess over and over again in Nigeria's political space. A man rumored to have installed presidents of some African countries with his war chest, political sagacity, and financial power. And he has a think tank. I heard there's a mathematician, a professor of mathematics among his think tank group who came to talk during that Buhari period, how they are strategizing. And some people just think that these people, they are just doing politics. They are not doing internet or online politics. They have a think tank, and that's why they may not get it right all the time, but they are able to strategize, regroup, and, kind of adjust. They are very pragmatic. They actually do things. They have a team in that aspect. A man that could package President Buhari for Nigeria, that President Buhari package, who Nigeria rejected back-to-back 3 elections, despite his popularity in the north. There's this touting of cult followership of 11 million votes. Whether all those votes are valid votes or some of them are child vote or underage votes, but 11 million. And he got it consistently, or 12 million. A man who sold Buhari to the rest of us. A man who sold to the rest of us a material of a general who had given up the desire and the energy and the will to try again. Don't forget that Buhari wept over his inability to be accepted countrywide, and he quietly went back to Daura to enjoy his retirement. I'm going somewhere. I'm breaking it down. The background of Tinubu, his pedigree, and how I am not able to understand whether he is doing administration now or his team is confused. I'm not patronizing Mr. Tinubu at all. I like to be temperate in my language. I know some people they might probably be frustrated now, tuned off that, what is he saying? Get to the point. I can't get to the point without building a background. I'm not a blogger. I am an independent commentator. I am not a social media content creator. I come into the intellectual space to make sure that we are having conversations. There are a couple of people doing what I'm doing, but people do not value when we critically engage. They said that wisdom is too high for a fool. It's written in the Bible. And the reason why many people fail. Okay, let's go there. Tinubu, he whitewashed Buhari for all of us. He cleaned Buhari up, and he packaged the political brand image of Buhari and orchestrated the amalgamation of strange bedfellows. Those parties, the PDP 5 states that went out, I've forgotten what they call themselves. You have the All People's Party, or there's this party that Buhari was in before. Like 5 parties or 6 or so. Amalgamation of strange bedfellows. For him to achieve that, he's a genius. In the first place, he brought an American PR and brand image management company to reverse psychology Nigeria. They used reverse psychology for us. They adopted the slogan that the first black man to be president of America against all odds used President Obama. They used the same team and the same mindset for us. And they used the same keyword that got Obama into power: change and building up to something. My dear president, I want to say here, with what we are seeing in these almost 2 years of your administration, despite your management and administrative and governance and political experience, don't let anybody convince you to run in 2027. Whatever you can do, do it now and leave a legacy. But you can be in the background and be contributing in the way you have been doing intellectually into the political space. I pray and I believe that you will not die, but live. by the grace of God. You will live long, Baba mi. And please don't attempt to fly Seyi Tinubu's ticket in Lagos. Otherwise, your political ingenuity and brilliance may be hit with unusual surprise. You know, despite your undisputable knack for turning the table, for flipping things to shame your enemies, and your over how many years experience now since democracy started in Nigeria, like 25 plus years of having that magic wand and the winning formula to keep Lagos politics under your whims and caprices. Sir, please don't try to make your son governor of Lagos. Maybe if he wants to do so by himself, he's an adult, but don't prepare yourself, and he should not prepare himself for big disappointment this time. I'm joining a lot of issues. We need to be weaving it together right now. I want to say a lot of things, but I'll say them the way I'm saying. I hope, sir, you won't forget how soon people gave you Itowo in Lagos, that is sample or testing during the last presidential election, where the Lagos voters shocked you and your people had to use all the tricks in the books, and they had to come out, all out, both physically and spiritually, into the political arena and voting arena to get the votes in, including using Oro and street boys. How your lieutenants and party members were not only thrown into heightened panic, frenzy, why, when everyone in APC was running helter-skelter and your party managed to pull off a win at the end with your hearts in your mouth, contrary to the usual easy ride, the plug and play and easy coasting home that you have had in Lagos over the years. It's just an advice, oh Babami. You don't have to take it. Advice is free. What I forgot the other time I wanted to say is that thinking is not an easy job. That's why many people don't do it. That one doesn't apply to you. You are a strategic thinker. I'm just saying that people that come to internet to attack, instead of engaging and being, you can disagree without being disagreeable. That is my frustration with this generation. You can disagree without being disagreeable. You can disagree, then put your points on the table. Let's benefit from your idea, not just attacking people. When people curse and when they accuse, when they attack, it means that they don't have anything to offer anybody that comes that way, and that is what dominates the internet. But let me go back to what I'm saying. My advice is free, and you are not obligated to listen to this small boy who is only old enough to be like your son. I'm in my 50s, for the records. I have left the aspect of administration and whether your team knows what they are doing or not, because there is hardship in the land, sir. People are hungry. People are frustrated. You see, we talk about security, we talk about energy, that is the light and power, about infrastructure. Sir, people are hungry. Nigeria is tough right now, and it seems that people in power are disconnected. They are not feeling what the people are feeling, and probably, I know that you're a grassroots man, but I don't think your associates, your lieutenants are telling you exactly what is going on the streets. In fact, from the speeches and the utterances of some of them, they are so disconnected, they are full of to hear, they are almost vomiting, so they don't even know that people are hungry and suffering on the street. Your son is educationally qualified. You see, I'm going back and forth, but I will land somewhere. Your son is educationally qualified to be president of Nigeria, and he has the credentials, all the credentials to become governor, and it is his constitutional right. But the fact that you can doesn't mean you should. There is something that is said in some parts of coaching, that there is must have, should have, could have. They call it, is it Moscow? Must have, should have. I've forgotten that the acronym. Okay, the fact that you can doesn't mean you should. Even if Seyi gets, I believe Seyi will come into contact with this one way or the other. People, please share it till it gets to Mr. President and his family. You see, Baba, ìlú ti yí, orí ti change. That is, the chorus, the rhythm has changed, so the chorus should change. The political landscape of Nigeria, the political landscape of Nigeria and the political equation of Nigeria is changing. All the fault lines and the core, the center of it, that many of you politicians are thinking and you used in the past, maybe even with the APC family, PDP family, Labour Party family, all those legacy party family, SDP families. Which one is this Kwankwaso family? Maybe you might be able to make some waves in Lagos and the states where you have some loyalists. I think you have loyalists all over the country. That's why you won. But I still wait to see how you think you can pull that stunt of Sheyi for 2027 in Lagos and get away with it. You have done it before for Mama Remi, big sister, auntie, Remi Tinubu, Senator Remi Tinubu, First Lady. Maybe you can do it again for your son, or maybe not. That remains to be seen. But if you ask me, I will say, sir, don't try. You can do better than that. And I'll tell you what you can do. Let me tell you, me, I'm one of your greatest admirers. I have never met you in person, but I'm a keen follower of politics. I'm not your follower. I'm a keen follower of the overall global politics of Nigeria. Global meaning from end to end politics of Nigeria. And my admiration is based on how you have been able to play your cards all these years and manage to become president. We are taught you people were deceiving us during the election to show some kind of power play over that APC ticket, whether you guys know what you were doing, until it was clear that the party didn't want to give you that ticket, and you had to damn the consequences and utter that inglorious but powerful and effective 3-word phrase, Emilokon. That statement, you said it out of many reasons, and the prominent of those reasons is you are saying indirectly, guys, with all that I'm seeing right now that you people are doing, not ready to give the ticket and not ready to do things right. Guys, I'm ready to take you all up headlong. Emilokon means it's my turn, but semantically it means try me if you can. I'm ready to take you up or take you on. People blame shame you. They called you all manner of names and even composed very interesting songs for you during that last election. But many do not understand, or they did not understand, the undercurrents of politics that could make a politically savvy man like you utter such words like Emilokon in public before an entire global audience, not just the country of watchers and electors. But you know what? That statement, as much as it was touted and vilified, it was the game changer, because it changed the mood of both, not just your supporters, but your political adversaries, because they knew that, this guy was Jaditon. Because at that point, there was no stopping you, and you pulled it off from that moment. You see, as I'm going front and I'm going back, I will probably break this video into two so that I can conclude my thoughts on the second one. You pulled it off from that moment on, sir. And like I said, you did it for your wife, Pastor Remi Tinubu, a strong lady who I so much admire. Because anyone who could be the spouse of a great man like you, with all the political pressure and all that you have faced, the winds, the tornadoes, and that woman is still standing. She's a woman like a man. Obirimeje, mama. Okay, ma. Akoni Obirini. For her to have gotten the senatorial ticket repeatedly in Lagos, and now she's a first lady, mama, I give it to you. Give it to you, ma. Now, woman, you be. I'm going to drive it home in the second part of this video. For those who were against, Madam Tinubu, Mrs. Tinubu Oluremi being senator in Lagos, Bill Clinton and his family pulled that off in the US too. So, it's not wrong and it's not strange. I will see you on the next part of this. I have spoken concerning Tinubu and his team, whether they are confused, whether they know what they are doing or not. I've spoken about the people, whether they have a team, whether they know what they are doing. I've spoken about the political sagacity of Tinubu and the expectation that he will be able to deliver more. And I'm getting to the side of his family, being the political family. I'll see you on the next one. Please watch out for the part 2. Thank you and see you then.